had a couple people ask me to make a video holding my snakes so you guys can see how big they are compared to me. And I just had a recent request to show the difference between an adult male and an adult female. So I'll show you guys that right now. So this is Sally. She's a 2009, so she's 2 years old. I don't know how long she is, maybe 6.5 feet, maybe pushing 7. She's the biggest on my 2009s. You know, this is eating once a week for her whole life. Except during the winter. In the winter, I feed them once a month. So, this is about a fully grown female. She'll get thicker as she gets older. But, you know, she's only 2 right now, so she's about maxed out lengthwise. Now, I'll show you a male. This is Albie. He's a 2009 male. You can see he's a lot smaller than Sally. He's on the same feeding schedule. You know, he takes a large rat once a week, but this year Sally and you know the rest of my bigger females get rabbits once a week. So you can see the size difference. I mean, he's a lot less thick, pretty shorter. He's maybe 4.5 or 5 feet. Now, it's not always definite, but these are going to be the size differences. Those of you who see my male Paul, he's a beast, and I'll take him out because I don't think you guys have ever seen actually how big he is. So this is Paul. He is a 2007 male. He is pushing anywhere from 9.5 to 10 feet, and he's about 20 pounds. This isn't typical of a male. I thought he was a female for most of his life. And, you know, I just found out recently, for those of you who have followed my videos for a little while, that he's a male. So last year I was feeding him rabbits and rats, you know, thinking I was getting him ready for the breeding season. So he did kind of bulk up, but he was always a long snake. You know, like I said, this isn't typical of a male. They usually barely get 7 feet. There's always exceptions. Some of my females probably won't even get this big. So he's also 4 years old, so they still got a little bit time to grow. It's so hard to get them off me. Another thing you got to think about is the locality. You saw Sally, 2 years old, she's that big. Colombians tend to grow the fastest. Yeah, the fastest. But Surinams and boa constrictors grow bigger, but it takes a little longer. I'll show you guys Bella. Bella's a 2008, so she's 3. She has a big rabbit in her right now, so she's a little heavy. You can see she's about the same size as Sally. I think she might be a little bigger, but it's too hard to tell. I'm gonna have to put them next to each other maybe one day to figure it out. Let's see if she can stretch out. Come on. But yeah, she's a year older than Sally, and you can see that she's not really much bigger. So that's another difference. And then you also have Central Americans, which don't get as big. I'll see how Casper is. He's a little bit nippy at times. He's a perfect example of a dwarf boa, because he's real small. I'm sweating. Let's see what he's doing. Yeah, he's pissed. I'm not gonna leave him. See, they like to make messes. This is Joao. He's a 2009. Pretty sure he's Central American, but I can't be sure. He's probably like a little over 4 feet. A good example of how small a Central American male can stay. He's a little twitchy, doesn't like being held. He gets nervous when he's up high. But you can see he's much, much smaller than Sally or Bella, and a lot smaller than Paul. By this age, Paul was already pushing 8 feet. So you can see that back there. So it really depends on the locality and how much you feed him, really. If I fed him like twice a week, he would probably have another foot on him. He'd be a lot thicker. But if I fed him once every 2 weeks, he'd probably be smaller. So feeding has a lot to do with that, and also the temperature. If you have your snake in really high temperatures, not too high, but like, you know, on the higher end of what's acceptable, they'll get a lot bigger. And if you have them cooler, they're not going to grow as fast or as big. And that's really it. I'll probably make another video sometime when I have time, holding everybody so you guys can see how big we are. But yeah, I hope that was cool. I hope that helps some of you make your decision about, you know, if you want a female boa, a male boa, a Central American, a Colombian, a boa constrictor, which is a Suriname and Guyana and all those. But yeah, hope that helped.